NASA and SpaceX successfully launched a long-awaited crewed mission to bring back U.S. astronauts Sunita Williams and Butch Wilmore, who have been stranded on the International Space Station for 9 months now. So this is what we see right now, viewers. Back-to-back updates coming in right now, where we see that the mission to bring Sunita Williams back, and this mission has been launched, giving the fact that Sunita Williams and Butch Wilmore have been in space for 9 months. The replacements for 2 NASA astronauts who have been stuck at the International Space Station for 9 months is launched, paving the way for the pair's long-awaited return. I want to go across to a guest who's joining us right now. Our guest is joining us, Venkateshwara Sharma, former Deputy Director of ISRO, is joining us on the phone line. Thank you for joining us. There's a very important update coming in. And there was some delay. There was some delay or the other to bring back Sunita Williams and Butch Wilmore, who have been in space very bravely for 9 months. If you could take our viewers through what we can expect next. How much more time will it take, approximately, according to you, for both these astronauts to return home safely?
Good morning. And yes, it is a 10th successful launch of the Crew-10. And totally 17th launch. This is the 10th operational class, Crew-10 launch. And it is a great news that the 4 astronauts have reached the International Space Station very safely. Now, there are already 4 astronauts in the space station, including Butch Wilmore and Sunita Williams. They will all have to come back. And there is a week-long process of handing over. It is like, the ISS is being piloted and managed by these 4 existing teams. That they have to hand over the charge to the next 4 astronauts who have gone as a replacement, and then they will return. Probably they will return in about a week's time. That is about 20th of March is what is expected. Of course, it is too long. She has been staying there for more than 9 months. After coming back, both of these astronauts will have a long recovery cycle, and of course they would have had the issues of the balancing, and they would have lost the mass, and there will be bone density issues, and there will be retina and eye vision issues, and those all things have to be recovered. It is going to be a long process of recovery for these 2 astronauts, and I expect minimum of 6 months for them to come to sort of normalcy, but it is going to be a long time, keeping in view the age of Sunita Williams and the period which she stayed, where she was only planned to be there for about 6 days, but it has extended to 9 days. So mental, physical, and psychological condition has to be recovered, and it is going to be a long time for them.
Mr. Sharma, I want to ask you a little bit more about the kind of experiences that Sunita Williams and Butch Wilmore have had. We see that Williams has become one of the most experienced spacewalkers. She has spent a lot of time there. Both the astronauts have been spending time conducting experiments and doing maintenance work on board the International Space Station. Do you think when they come back home, will they take time to adjust to Earth conditions, given the fact they've been in space for that much long time?
Definitely, it is a very long, stay in ISS. Of course, there are examples of astronauts having stayed in ISS for longer than 9 months. But keeping in view her mental preparedness to stay only for 6 days and it got extended to 9 months is something which mentally she would have been very, very, anxiously waiting to come back. Is something which is very not comfortable situation for any human being. And of course, it had been a joy, stay. Also, she had been saying whenever we had interaction, she had been saying she is very happy there, doing the vegetation, growing some vegetables, and also doing continuous exercises and managing the International Space Station. We should also remember that she had more than 42.5 hours of spacewalk, which is really something which not many astronauts have done, even though some astronauts have stayed longer than 9 months. But she had an opportunity to walk for 42 and a half days. As I was saying, having stayed there for 9 months in zero gravity, that is what we call microgravity, having been floating in International Space Station, where since the gravity is not there, she, as soon as she comes back, the conditions of the ISS and the Earth is completely different, where gravity is continuously there, which keeps the person stable and standing, and even the major organs like heart, lungs, kidney, and the brain would work differently in space compared to the Earth. Of course, it adjusts very quickly. The body has the capability to adjust to any environment very quickly. But having stayed there for 9 months, once she comes back to Earth, where there is a gravity, it needs her to get completely rehabilitated, and it is going to be a long time for her to get back to normalcy in the Earth.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Venkateshwara Sharma, former Deputy Director, ISRO, for joining us here.